Hello friends, my name is Masu. Today we shall discuss our topic, the servant leadership. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in the Scrum framework, project management, software development, and you want to learn about it. So let's start, friend. First of all, we have to understand, friend, the servant leadership. These are the two words. That means a leader who behaves like a servant. This is very interesting term, servant leadership. That means the person who is leading the team, but he is behaving like a servant. Now, this concept of servant leadership is very common in Scrum framework and Agile methodologies. There are many roles. There is a role available. Like for example, the Scrum Master is basically servant leader, and product owner is to some extent he's also a servant leader as well. So if we talk about in detail, servant leadership is a contrary concept as compared to the traditional boss concept here in the waterfall approach. Here in the generally the leader is basically a boss generally, and he behaves like a boss who gives the instruction, and he has the authority and control. But in the agile methodologies including Scrum, servant leadership is often considered an effective leadership style to foster collaboration, self-organization, and continuous improvement. So let's talk about in detail. The key principles of servant leaderships are empathy. That means a servant leader demonstrate a deep understanding of empathy for the needs, concerns, and aspirations of the team members. That they know that, for example, they need some technical training, they need some information. So he has a great insight about empathy. Then servant leaders actively listen to team members, seeking to understand their perspectives, ideas, and challenges. Uh, Friend, in many organizations I have worked too, and I have noticed that it's a very big problem in many organizations that people are not listening to each other. So the servant leader, or especially the boss person who is the boss of the of your division or head of the department, he is not listening actually. So the servant leader means the person who can listen properly to the team members. Then they support the emotional well-being of the team, fostering a positive and healthy work environment. Then servant leaders are aware of the impact on others and the overall team dynamics as well. They know how to talk with each other, they know how to treat with each other. Instead of relying on positional authority, servant leaders use persuasion and influence to guide the team toward shared goals. So that means that they are not using their position. They are not saying that I'm your reporting manager, I am the boss actually. So that is why I'm giving you the instruction, because I have a knowledge, I have the understanding. So that is why people are respecting to them, and they are obeying to them, and they are following their instruction here. Then friend, next is the characteristics of servant leader in agile. First one, the servant leaders are supportive. They are basically providing necessary support and resources for the team to excel in their work. They are basically a supporting person. They are not the boss, they are the supporting person. They empower team members by trusting them with responsibilities and decision making, promoting a sense of ownership and accountability as well. They are basically empower the team so that they can take decisions. They have their own responsibilities, self decision making are there. And servant leaders actively work to remove impediments, bottlenecks, showstoppers that hinder the team's progress. If there is any issue, team can talk to them easily. They know that how to improve the things, they know how to remove the impediments. They facilitate communication and collaboration within the team and with the stakeholders, ensuring a transparent and open working environment, and all team members can openly talk to them. They have whatever the issues are there, whatever the problems are there, they can openly talk to them easily. They have a communication with them. Then application of servant leadership in agile. First one is the scrum master. Friend, scrum master is a very best example of the servant leader, because scrum master serves the team by facilitating the scrum events, coaching team members, ensuring that the scrum team framework is understood and followed, team is appropriately following the agile methodologies, Scrum framework properly, so Scrum Master is the best example or application of this servant leadership. Then product owner. To some extent, product owner is also a servant leader because he is basically a person who is collaborating with the team, understanding their needs, and adopting priorities based on the feedback. If there are any problems, if there are any issues in understanding, if there is any need of prioritization, if there is any need of any change, so he is a person who is basically working with the team, and he is also an example of a servant leader as well, because product owner by himself is not a boss in the Scrum framework. Then team empowerment and self-organization means servant leaders empower teams to self-organize, take self-decisions, encourage them to make decisions collectively, and take ownership of the work. They trust the expertise of team members, allowing them to contribute to the best of their abilities. And basically servant leaders empower the teams, and the self organization become increase in there. Then continuous improvement means servant leaders foster a culture of continuous improvement by encouraging feedback, retrospective, and adaptation to change. We know that whenever the sprint completed, we have a sprint review session, then a sprint retrospective session. So during those sessions, Scrum Master, product owner, they facilitate these sessions, and whatever the feedback we are getting from the customer side, from the business side, they try to improve the things. They try to build a culture where the on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, team try to enhance the performance and make the adjustments. Building a positive culture means servant leaders contribute to building a positive and inclusive team culture where members feel valued and motivated to collaborate. They celebrate success, recognize individual contributions, and address conflicts with a focus on resolution and growth here as well. Where here, friend, important thing is the positive culture. Then a long-term vision. The servant leader has a long-term goals and sustainable practices over short-term gains, promoting the well-being of the team and the organization as a whole. They always focus on the long-term achievable achievements. They are not focused on short-term gains here. So servant leadership in Agile, particularly in methodologies like Scrum framework, emphasize collaboration, empowerment, and a focus on the well-being of the team. By embodying these principles, leaders can create an environment conducive to Agile values and principles, fostering a culture of continuous improvement and delivering value to customers effectively.